There was a certain, let's call it a little research that I have done through my, let's say, inner parts. And it returned me a certain interesting results that said around 80% of whatever people are teaching you is their fears. An interesting saying, or let's not use this word anymore because I'm only using it sarcastically when it comes to replicating the mainstream media. But when it comes to a lot of people teaching you, they don't teach you the actual information only. Most of the emotion behind their teaching is the fact that if you don't do like them, you're not gonna end up the way they are, right? Your teachers do that. I'm not saying all of them. Your parents may do that, not all the parents, but there are a lot of people, especially simple-minded ones, that will tell you things, but not in the sense of elevating you or giving you some information. There is always a fear behind their words that if you don't do whatever they have done in their life, you're gonna become a failure, right? But the very simple question is, they're more or less already a ruin. They're more or less already a failure in a way, because having a job doesn't ever mean, will never mean that you have succeeded in life. Having a job as a parent is kind of silly in a way. Yes, it gives you the money, it gives you a certain sense of stability, but you're one decision away from becoming broke again, right? Why do you think people call the term job as nothing else but an acronym, right, for job, just over broke, right? You're always one decision away from being, from re-becoming broke, right? So parents usually by the age of 50, they say they've worked 20, 30 years in the name of society. Well, maybe they have done, I'm not gonna contest that. But they have worked that much. But the very simple question is this: you have worked this much, your child will start working as well. So from that standpoint specifically, they have achieved what you have achieved, right? The difference is that you have been born earlier than your child, and therefore you had the chance to work more. But you have a job, your child also has a job, so basically, even let's say they have the same exact job as you have, so they have almost the same competencies as you. They lack the experience, but that is gathered in time. Basically, they have achieved whatever you have achieved in life, right? So a lot of teachers and the such, they're telling you that you must act in a way like them. It's a way of programming that has been perpetrating itself, right? Because a lot of teachers don't give you the information. They are telling you how to behave based on their own opinion, which is in a way treated a bit like a psychological assault, right? It's not a physical assault. It's more or less, a psychological assault on your personality. Personality again is shaped by the people around you and the opinions that you have acquired, the data, the points of views, emotions and things like that. But it is important to have a personality based on which you function, right? It will take you a long time to establish one and to entrench yourself into a certain stable personality, right? Because if you want to have a good opinion about yourself, well, maybe you shouldn't have too many idiots around, because they will obviously find something against what you're thinking. Because if you're thinking otherwise than them, they will always seek ways to pull you down, right? To make you doubt yourself. Because they're miserable, well, obviously it means that they want you to be miserable as well. So when it comes to these thoughts, such ideas, a lot of people will teach you things. They will tell you this, they will tell you that. Probably in few cases they might even be wrong. But many people will teach you things in such a way that if you don't do like them, you're probably not gonna succeed in life. But they live different times, you live in different times, right? Times have changed, things have changed. It doesn't mean that their older ways are necessarily gonna apply for you as well. Sure, they look like applying, like, young children are still going to school, but most of those, do they achieve anything else but a simple job? And then they're gonna lie themselves each and every day that the next day will be better, that the government will do something better for them, or something even at all, and that God or whatever mystical creature out there will do something and instantly make their life good. Well, I'm not sure what kind of crack people consume, but the very simple question is, why would you be convinced that something else or someone else will change your life? Well, there may be favorable possibilities that may come your way from, I don't know, creation or whatever you may want to call it. But still, you have to learn how to make use of those things, right? You're gonna have to make sure that you understand those possibilities, because not every good possibility is necessarily good, right? It is a possibility. It may come up as something that you can achieve good, you can achieve well in life, but you may not know. There is always shady stuff that one has to learn about, right? Teachers may tell you all sorts of things, right? You may have heard about those people who say, oh, but they have a diploma in economics. If you had truly a diploma in economics, why the heck would you be some silly teacher, you know, showing yourself as a great guy or great woman in front of some children and some adolescents who probably have been already programmed by their parents to not care about anyone, and probably they don't give a damn about your classes? Because if you truly were that good at economics, you wouldn't have been just a teacher. Probably would have done some projects and the such, and you would have become more famous than just a simple teacher who would teach people that if they don't learn your subject, they're gonna fail and they're probably gonna become a failure. Don't forget that people kind of always present things from their own perspective and from their own vision and opinion about themselves. A lot of people have a bad opinion about themselves, even if they might show themselves as having a good one. Usually they're not gonna fool me that easily, but a lot of people may easily fall for that. But the very simple point is, learn things on your own, because school is not gonna teach you how to make money, okay? School may teach you some silly arithmetical calculations to simulate, you know, economical growth or this or that. But, you know, if you want to do true economics, there are, you know, specialized places that you need to go to, right? I, for one, consider that the most important things that you should learn in school would be your literature, right? The country that you live in and its literature, its geography, obviously, its history, as much as, well, it is true, because you never know how true each and every country's history truly is, but we have to accept that. Obviously, mathematics, because it is important. Physics, because you may need a bit, at least a bit. Maybe, let's say, chemistry and biology, because they are part of life. And obviously one of the more important ones that usually is overlooked, because governments don't want people to invest time into this, is civics, right? You need to be a civical being. You need to have a civical presence in your society. You need to know a bit about your constitution, your laws, and things like that. Because if your parents don't know, they're not gonna fight for you. So who else is gonna fight for you? Well, you've been shown in the pandemic that your parents and your teachers kind of didn't care much, right? When they were forcing you to live under constraints, right? Programming you for the future that whatever comes, you must abide because someone else said it, right? And not you, right? Because that's what this sick society wants. Everything you want, everything you think is irrelevant, right? Everything others say, you have to do it, right? But when you say something, you aren't the other for the others, right? But apparently when it comes to specifically you, you're not the others, right, for the others. Because in a society, anyone should participate in the other's well-being. So sooner or later, if we are to do it in circle, right? Let's say you are a group of 10 people, everyone should participate in doing well for the others as well, right? Do well for you and do well for the others. So it means you do well for the other 9, but when it's your time for the other 9 to do something for you, in this society, it's like those 9 people already forgot who you are, right? So it's a bit funny in a way, but you know, teachings can be a powerful thing. But unfortunately, school is only teaching children and students how to become ignorant in life. You don't believe me? Well, look at the very simple proof, right? When you see children entering school, they're all interested in socializing, but there are those dumb adults that can't stand the fact that children don't give them their full attention, you know? And it's like you see children coming back home, and adolescents as well, they come home like spent. They don't have any time, any interest in life anymore, right? You're literally killing them psychologically, and they come home and their parents don't care, right? Because, as I've been saying, parents would gladly live with their pets and even sleep with their pets in their own beds, but they would keep their child in another bed, right? Well, we live in a fucked up society, but this being said, hopefully this was introspective enough. You're appreciated. Hopefully this video raised a bit of awareness. Take care. Feel free to view any other content on the channel. You are appreciated. Have an awesome day. And this being said, Ferijan Board signing out.